I'd like to communicate with the body.
Yes, sir.
And with the citizens of the Commonwealth. Yesterday, we had a spirited discussion about the budget. And it's important, I think, that I regurgitate information about that budget and what it means and the process for making it happen. As we talked yesterday, that I think that there's surpluses and there's additional money that came as a result of good fiscal policy on the part of the Commonwealth and on behalf of this General Assembly. And we made some things happen. We generated some surpluses. And we were able to have room in the budget to make it work. I'd like to equate the budget and making the budget work to a shoe and a foot that goes in it. In the past, and we talk about the past a lot, we've talked about the past a lot in this General Assembly, in this session. But it's like trying to fit a size 20 into a shoe that's size 10. There have to be priorities made. There have to be cuts. There has to be shaving back and making adjustments. And that's what was done. I came into this body in 2015, and the Democrats were in the majority, and there were things that needed to be done. There were cuts that needed to be made to make it work with the dollars that we had. At this point, in 22, in this biannual budget, we have more money than we've probably ever had in the rainy day fund and then money that has come to us from the federal government. So it is important that we remember the fitting of the foot in the shoe. We now have a size 20 shoe and a size 10 foot. So we got a lot of room. And the surpluses that were generated as a result of good fiscal policy on behalf of this body and on behalf of the government has put us in a position where we're able to do things to take care of not just our wants, but to address some of our needs and to talk about having a surplus going forward and having additional funds for the rainy day fund. I think it's very important that we keep that in mind. I heard yesterday, my final point, I sat here and my colleague from Jefferson 34 made reference to how we got the money from the ARPA, the American Rescue Plan Act. We got over $2.5 billion that came to the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And we have used those $2.5 billion to be able to take care of our wants and address some of our needs. So I heard some of my colleagues mutter, as my colleague from the 34th District in Jefferson County raised the point that this money came to the Commonwealth of Kentucky and came to the citizens of the Commonwealth and to the citizens of the United States with singularly Democrats voting for that bill and sending that money out to the states and to the nation. We can't dispute facts. We can have our opinions, but the facts are simply the facts. And the facts are that we have more money, we're flush with cash, and we're able to do things and take care of our wants for the people of the Commonwealth. And I'd just like to make sure that we understand and keep that in mind. The delegation, the Kentucky delegation in the U.S. House and the U.S. Senate, not one single delegate from that delegation voted for that legislation, voted for the ARPA. And that's not just for Kentucky, that's for the United States of America. And I think as we move forward, we need to keep that in mind. And I would hope that the citizens of the Commonwealth would hear these words and understand them clearly, that elections have consequences, and the people that push the money out, if they're for you and they make it happen. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.